how are you? I hope you're well. It's been a week now of remote learning, and again, it's so weird. I'm sitting at home, having a cup of tea. That's still a bit too hot. Sitting with all my books, and funnily enough, most of them are maths related. I'm actually way too proud of my maths book collection, and some of the people who I'm in bell ringing with donate their books to me. It's okay, I quite like it. So we're having a look at exercise 10E right now. There is no real theory for this. There's little bits and pieces here and there, but all of it's just applications of the factor theorem. And if you remember the factor theorem, if, x take alpha is a factor of some polynomial p of x, then p alpha, so you sub alpha in, comes out as 0, i.e. alpha is a 0. Or another word for that is root, and another word for that is x-intercept. So let's actually have a look at question 1. They've asked us to write down in factored form a monic cubic polynomial with zeros. They've given us 3 zeros and it's cubic. Because it's a cubic is it means it's degree 3, yeah, because it's got something x cubed and everything else is smaller than that. If it's of degree 3, it has at max 3 zeros. So the number of zeros, like we learned in last lesson, the maximum number of zeros you can have is the same as the degree. Now you can have repeated zeros, so technically you might have 2 zeros. So something, if we had our x-axis and it came through here and then it turned back around there, that only has 2 zeros, one of them's repeated. If it kind of comes through, turns around and goes back up like that, that's only got 1 zero, it's repeated, it's just repeated 3 times. But if it's got 3 zeros, then it cuts through like that, 1, 2, 3, 3 zeros. So we're not asked to graph any of these yet. We're just writing something down with 3 zeros, and it says the zeros are -1, 3, and 4. And remember, if we want to put it into the normal form, we do x minus the zeros. So remember, x minus alpha. So it's minus -1, x minus 3, x minus 4, and that comes out as x plus 1, x take 3, x take 4. Now, normally we would have to worry about a number out the front of these brackets. But because they've said it's monic, it's just 1. So we don't even bother writing it. Okay, let's have a look at 1b. It says quartic, so we're looking for, it's degree 4, quartic. So it's degree 4. So it has max 4 zeros. Look, they've given us 4 zeros. P of x equals x take 0, x take -2, x take 3, x take 1, which means we've got, well, x take 0 is x outside of x plus 2, x take 3, x take 1. Now you know how to sketch these, but it hasn't actually asked us to. It's just asked to write it out in factored form. Let's have a look at 1c. They've given us some weird zeros. So that, again, it's a cubic, max 3 zeros, which they've given us. They've said the leading coefficient is 6. So we've got P of x equals, I don't know if you can see this, 6 outside of. Now the zeros they've given us are a third, -1/2, and 1. So, I mean, you could write x take a third, x plus a half, and x take 1. But we don't like to write it like that. So I'm going to show you the long way and then the short way to figure what this will become. Now, if we just had x take a third, the fact that it's a 0 means it equals 0. So x equals a third, which is the same as 3x equals 1, which means 3x take 1 equals 0. So instead of writing that, we're going to write that. We're going to do something really similar for x plus a half. So x plus a half equals 0, x equals negative a half, 2x equals negative 1, 2x plus 1 equals 0. So we're going to replace this with this. Don't have to do it to any of the others because they don't have like fractions. So we've got 6 outside of 3x take 1 and 2x plus 1 and x take 1. That's question 1.